bought 96 rolls of that doesn't mean you have to throw it at me. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I'm Ray Ray, and in today's video, we have episode 4 of Surviving the Distance. So hang out, and we'll be back with that and more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hands Down Clothing Company YouTube channel and another episode of Surviving the Distance. Small town America facing a global pandemic. Real quick, I just want to shout out to everybody across the globe and send you my love, my prayers, and good vibes. I hope everybody's doing well in these tough times. Just remember, keep your head up, keep smiling, and we're going to come out of this thing okay. Also, I want to thank you all who have supported Hands Down Clothing Company, and just want to tell you all how grateful I am for all of your support. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please remember to subscribe, and don't forget to smash that like button and activate that notification bell so you can receive updates about future Hands Down content. So in today's episode, we have episode 4. We are winding down with Surviving the Distance. We've got a couple more interviews to bring you guys. So just stay tuned for that. I have some plans to do a couple of side episodes, and I think all of you people out here in Panther Nation are going to enjoy those episodes. So just make sure you stay tuned to Hands On Clothing Company, because we're going to be bringing you a lot more stuff as soon as we do come out of the other end of this. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into episode 4, Surviving the Distance, Small Town America Facing a Global Pandemic. All right. Welcome, everybody, and today on Surviving the Distance, we have fellow entrepreneur and clothing enthusiast and fellow small business owner here in Powell. We got Amy Cozzens, the owner of the K-Bar Saloon and the Rusty Skunk Boutique. How you doing, Amy?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, having my coffee, trying to turn human. Got yours too. Yours looks more enticing than mine. So thanks again for coming on Surviving the Distance, and I really appreciate you doing this again. This is our second time. I just want to tell everybody, and I really appreciate you doing it. So, Amy, why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and your family, and then we'll get into the business side of things.
All right. I'm Amy Cozzens. My husband, Chris Cozzens, and I, we have 2 little boys, a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. We own the K-Bar Saloon here in Powell, and just recently opened the Rusty Skunk Boutique, which is down on 109 North Bent Street. I moved here from Denver about 10 years ago. I love this community. I would never move back. I love it here. It's such a great little town. Um, yeah, that's just a little bit about us.
A totally different vibe around here than Denver, I bet, huh?
Yes, it was a culture shock at first, but now I really appreciate the small town. I really like the slower lifestyle, not so busy and so packed everywhere you go. It's nice. Everyone's a lot nicer here. It's just a good community.
Most definitely. I feel blessed to be here myself. So let's go ahead and why don't you tell us how you got into, let's start with the Rusty Skunk Boutique. What sparked that and what got you into doing it?
So we bought the K-Bar first. I really liked having a business. That was definitely right up my alley. I wanted to, since we had bought the K-Bar already running, I had always wanted to start my own business from the ground up. And we had bought one of the buildings downtown and decided, instead of renting it out, let's just try to do our own thing. And we were originally going to do an antique mall, but decided, there was already antiques here and other things that were a little similar. So we were looking for something that the town was lacking. And it was right when Shopco had closed. So that was really where we decided that we should do a women's clothing store. We would have liked to do women's and men's and have a variety of everything and children's. However, our space wasn't big enough, so we decided to do women's clothing all the way up through plus size women's. So we have a good variety in here.
That's great. That's where you're at right now. You're in the Rusty Skunk?
Yeah, so I'm here right now.
Very nice. So so how long have you been open with the Rusty Skunk?
So we opened in September of last year. So a few months.
So what kind of stuff do you have in there? Is it high fashion? Is it casual?
We have a little bit of everything. I try to pick things out that are casual, but you could still buy them and wear them for work. Like this hoodie I have on, we have a lot of these. Just a little bit of everything, and I try to make sure I hit all the age range. So it's not just crop tops and short shorts. We have a lot of very modest clothing and like I said, all the way up to sizes 3X. So we're trying to make sure that we get something for all the women in Powell and have a good variety. We keep our prices very reasonable. One of my biggest goals was to make sure that we are affordable and that everyone is able to come in here and shop. So we have tank tops from $5 and all the way up. We have hoodies that are $18. I mean, everything is just very reasonable because we want to make sure that everyone can feel comfortable coming in here and not feel like things are too overpriced for them to afford. So we're really just trying to target everyone, and we're always open to suggestions. So if there's ever something you don't like or want to see more of, we always encourage everyone to just shoot us a message or let us know while they're in here.
Yeah. That's a great thing too. And you were talking about your price points, and that's a hard thing to find in a small town, especially a small town that doesn't have those type of options. Usually if you're the only small boutique like that, I mean, the prices are just outrageous, and that's great for our shoppers. So how have things been going with the business since the pandemic started?
A week before everyone was required to close down, we did decide to close the store just to be safe. We didn't know it was going to go on for this long, so it is a little hard because we aren't an online store, as most people know. Like, we are strictly just brick and mortar, and we've been trying to do a few things these last couple weeks to sell things on Facebook, and I have been trying to get our website going because now that this all happened, I have realized like how important it is to have these online resources. So it was rough because we completely shut down and have had no revenue for the past month. However, these last couple weeks, reaching out online and trying to do some online sales, those have helped a little bit, and we're really appreciative of the support that we have online and how many followers we have, and our great regulars that have been very supportive through this. So that has been very nice.
So you've been moving a little bit, getting rid of some stuff and being able to at least get some business done then.
Yeah, so a little bit online. Our main goal right now, I'm trying to, because we haven't had anyone coming in for a month, this was the month that we were going to try and get rid of all our winter stuff so that we can get spring and summer clothing in here. So we will, as soon as we open, we will be running some really good sales so that we can move that stuff out and just move into our summer line.
Yeah, well, I actually seen your ad on Facebook and seen that you were trying to get rid of some of the winter stuff, and so I'm glad you brought that up. And you can just go ahead and plug yourself, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, if you know, to make sure that if they want to order something from you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so follow us on Facebook, The Rusty Skunk. I have just a Rusty Skunk page and a Rusty Skunk group, which either one is fine because I cross-post everything. And in there every day I'm going to just be posting, not everything in one day, but a couple of things every day. And if you're interested, all you have to do is comment on that. We take Venmo, credit card. We're trying to stay away from cash right now. I mean, we will take cash. However, if you could Venmo or use a credit card, that's best. So I'm basically just posting everything online, and as people comment what they want, they can buy it online, and then I will either ship it to them or I will deliver it. If it's in Powell, I'll just drop it off on your doorstep. If sizes and stuff don't work out, we absolutely will still take returns. You're not stuck with something that doesn't fit. You can either just message me and I'll come pick it back up, or you can just wait until we open, which should hopefully be soon, and swap it out for something that works.
So yeah, that's a great thing. I'm glad that you found a way to kind of keep things moving, and at least you're able to move some product and get it done. So when this all first started, what were your initial thoughts? Did you think it was going to go like this? Did you think we'd be locked down and shut away from society for an entire couple months?
I definitely did not. So when I first heard about it, I think like everyone else, it was in China, so we heard about it. It was very sad. But you didn't take it that serious because it was so far away. I mean, I never would have thought it would have been over here and have the impact that it did. So I can admit that I didn't take it very serious at first. However, I did once it started coming
Yeah.
to the States. I mean, we take it very serious now. Like I said, we actually closed the store a week prior to being required to close it. Just because we were taking it serious. It was scary, and there was too many people that I know that I would not want to be taking this home to. So I don't know, it is scary. We never thought that it would go this far.
Yeah, me either. That's 100%. It was just like, kind of put it on the back burner, and then once it really hit New York and started spreading across, I got pretty worried, but for the longest time it was just like something, like you said, going on in China. And like I said in my previous interview with Ohana, it was like, we have this type of thing nearly every year, and but it's never gotten this bad. But yeah, it's definitely a real thing. Has it impacted you guys financially pretty hard, or if you don't mind talking about that, have you ever thought that you might have to close the doors?
So we haven't gotten to that point where we think that we need to shut down the business. However, it is hard to go an entire month with no income because we do still have bills, just like everyone else. I mean, whether you own a business or not, I mean, this is very hard financially for everyone and it's going to be hard for everyone to recover from this. It will take some time. I do make sure I save my money and I don't get too frivolous with it and blow it on stuff. So fortunately, like, we did have enough to get us through for a while. However, I mean, if they keep extending it, it is going to get a lot more serious. Yes, it's very hard. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't want you to, well, how much exactly, no, that's not it. I just, the thing is that people, and that's why I'm doing this, is because I know it's hard. And that's why I want to share with everyone how hard it is, especially in small towns. We have over 250 small businesses in this town that are family ran and operated, and it's really hard on them. And, we've talked to a few people around town, and it's not going to be easy. And some of these businesses have been here forever, and it's a scary thing for everyone. So I think it works on both ends. I mean, I want people to see that everyone's okay, but if you're not, we want to know that as well, because that's what this community does, and everybody helps everybody out. And you sound like you're pretty on the ball, and you've got your ducks in a row, and you're getting things done. So how about so let's kind of segue, but I want to talk about, do you have employees at the Rusty Skunk?
Yeah, we do have another girl that works for us. She's in high school, so it's been hard on her too, because this is right around when she was buying pigs for the fair, and this is, a crucial time for her to have money. So just little stuff like that. I mean, it really just impacts everyone. It's just a chain effect that is hitting everyone right now. So we're hoping, as soon as we're allowed to, we are going to open our doors. We're probably going to have more hours than we typically do, just to help so that she can get her money. We can start, again, making money to be able to buy different inventory, so we're not stuck with the same stuff for another month, Yeah, and same with the K-Bar. We have a few employees over there, and where some of them did get on unemployment, some of them didn't, because it has been hit so hard that they were just having such a hard time even getting their paperwork in and getting it through. So I know some of them really struggled with that. So we're keeping in close contact with them just to make sure everyone's okay, and we're trying to get hours wherever we can to help them out so they can have a little bit of money.
So that segues us into the K-Bar. So how long have you guys owned the K-Bar, and when did you guys shut down at the same time, and how many employees do you actually have at the K-Bar?
So at the K-Bar, we bought the K-Bar in 2017. So we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary in June. And we have 4 employees over at the K-Bar. Like I said, some of them have gotten on unemployment, some haven't. So that's been a struggle. Fortunately, the SBA has come out with some really helpful things like loans and different options, grants, all sorts of stuff. So we ended up getting the PPP loan that they're offering right now. So that's amazing. It's going to help with payroll, to help make sure that these girls are getting paychecks. I hope that every business is really taking advantage of these options so that we can all help our employees and make sure they're doing okay.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, is the PPP. I wanted to ask you if you had gotten that in, because, so right now there's over 20 million Americans without a job, and that money ran out last week. And yeah, it's that was kind of crazy, and they are trying to get it through to increase it by $250 billion, but they're over there squabbling, you know. And that was one thing I was really proud about when this whole thing started, was that there wasn't really any political red tape with the CARES Act. They made sure that it got done, but you know, sometimes you don't allot enough funds for a certain program, and so you have to up that. I know that it's rough, but they need to stop squabbling, because the ramifications of this whole thing across the nation with the small businesses, if they're not able to at least cover their employees, that's a scary thing, man.
Yeah,
so,
it is. It's very scary. So I was fortunate enough. My bank, I go through the Bank of Powell, and they were absolutely wonderful. They reached out to me. They were sending me emails right away. I was getting emails from the SBA. So again, like, our community and our small town businesses are actually really wonderful. They were very helpful with getting me the information that I needed and all the details. They were calling me. They're working outside of their normal office hours. I mean, they were just absolutely wonderful. So we were fortunate enough to get that PPP loan, and we're able to start giving some hours back to the employees that work for us.
yeah, so you mentioned you were painting the K-bar, huh? How's that going? And the last time we spoke, and unfortunately people didn't get to see that interview because of my technical difficulties, but tell us how you're doing, because you were mentioning you're a social butterfly and you enjoy all that stuff. How's that affecting you and everybody else? Have you heard from your normal customers, and have they been reaching out to you and saying, come on, man, I need to talk to Amy?
Yes, definitely. We've had a few reach out to us who just keep asking us when we're going to open, you know, how much longer. The K-Bar is great. Our crowd there is so wonderful. We are like a big family over there. So, yes, we've been reaching out to each other back and forth, make sure everyone's doing okay, and keeping them up to date on what's going on. My husband and I have been using this downtime to give the K-Bar a little facelift and update a few things that we have been wanting to do but never had time. So that's one plus side to this whole ordeal, is it is giving us time to get in there and start doing stuff while we're closed. So that has been really nice.
Well, hopefully you're not changing the atmosphere too much, because then your customers are going to walk in there and think they're in the wrong place, and they're going to turn around and make sure and look up at the sign, make sure they're in the right place.
I don't know. They might have to double.
Well, that's a good thing, though. I'm glad you guys are getting that time, but I mean, it sucks that you guys have to be closed down. That's
yeah, absolutely.
Well, so are you? Well, I kind of know the answer, but everybody else doesn't. So are you kind of helping those customers out as well, as far as any type of delivery? And are you packing up clothes from the Rusty Skunk and then taking a bottle of vodka over to the guy that needs that down the road?
Yes. So with that, we have offered delivery for our liquor and beer, no mixed drinks. I mean, we're not offering that only because we don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that. So we're just doing some deliveries on just packaged liquors. So again, we have some regulars who have reached out to us, and so we will just take it straight to their door. I take my Square with me and do a credit card on my phone when we get there. So that has been nice too. Again, like, we're so thankful for our regulars and this great community, because they do reach out to us and they are supporting us where they can, and we appreciate that so much. I mean, it has been just such a great outpour of love from the community. So that is really nice. And as soon as we are ready to open again, I know everyone is just going crazy in their house. So especially at the K-Bar there, I really think it's going to go back to normal afterwards. So it's always good to look forward to. We can't wait to see all of our customers. We miss them a ton.
Well, here's the thing. You might have to plan a break the quarantine bash, you know,
Yes.
and get everybody down there and have a big party so everybody's able to get rid of their stir craze and have a good time down there. Get a live band and, you know, all that good stuff.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. We're going to plan something big when we get back so we can get it out of our system.
I figured you had something in the works. So as far as your family's going, I know you got a couple little guys, and how's that going for you guys? Are you guys staying sane?
Yes, I mean, it's definitely different. I actually am home with my children a lot before this.
Okay.
However, we never really stayed at home. We were always at the library, the park, the pool. You know, we were always out and about doing something. And so I didn't think it would be that hard until I actually had to do it. And it's a lot different being just stuck in your house with nowhere to go. This past week, we have gone out to the lake. We've gone on little hikes here and there, so that's been helping. And my oldest is in kindergarten, so he is the only one doing the online school right now. And again, it's just not what I thought.
It's not normal. That's what I was talking about with Jennifer from Ohana about, is that you know, the parents, I think, are more appreciative of our education piece in this town, because, you know, that now they're the ones being the teacher. And I was telling her I need her to come in and be my substitute for a couple days, because I'm no good at this, man. I'm no good at this. So
it's different. It is. It's very different. I have to appreciate my children's teachers so much more now, because my goodness, I just hope my kids don't act like that in school. To get them to sit down and focus has been very hard.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the educators in our town. I know it, especially in the, you know, the K through the elementary levels. We have a ton of great educators that have been doing it forever, and you know, they're really good at it. And I'm sure that we might have to get tips and tricks from them on how they manage them at the schools, you know?
Yes.
So, you know, I'm really glad that you came on, you know, and if you want to throw, you know, tell me about, well, I'll probably cut that. So I'll be doing editing here. So tell me about some of the things that you've seen in our community, and that you know, the outreach, that the overabundance of outreaching towards others here. What types of things have you noticed that our community is doing that has impressed you?
There's actually been a couple of things. So I saw that there is a Facebook group called Love Thy Neighbor, and everyone is reaching out on there. If you need help, you can get on there and ask. Just if you have extra of something, they're posting it on there. Just all sorts of great stuff on that, and that's on Facebook. So I thought that was just wonderful. And actually today I saw on Facebook Adopt a Senior. So they're posting all these pictures of the senior class this year, and you can adopt one of them, meaning, you know, pick one of them and then just give them an outpour of love and support, and give them a little present and gift cards, maybe make a basket. And I thought that was so cool, because these poor seniors are really missing out on so much right now, and they're not going to get to have the normal graduation that everyone else has experienced. And that's everything that you're working for right now in high school, and to have that taken away is very hard, and I couldn't imagine what they're going through. So we went ahead and did adopt one of them, and are going to do that. I think that's the coolest idea, and I hope everyone gets on Facebook and finds that page and tries to be active with that and support these poor seniors right now who aren't going to get the graduation that they deserve.
Yeah, the prom's already passed, you know, and we have 6 children, and you know, we have 3 older ones and one that's in high school right now, and you know, this is for the seniors, this is the happiest time of their life to this point, because like you said, that's what they've been working for, and it's kind of rough to have that, you know, wiped out from underneath you. And yeah, that was a great thing. You know, I was on there myself, and holy smokes, it was like, that's the great thing about our community, is that I was trying to adopt one, and then as soon as we would try to adopt one, they'd already be adopted, you know. But luckily, I hopped on there a little later, and I did find a youngster that I coached in little guy football, and that made me really happy. He was actually wearing the jersey the year, in one of the pictures, the year that I coached him. So I was like, oh yeah, I snagged him up real quick. I was the second, but that was great, and that's a great thing. And then the Love Thy Neighbor group, you know, they're doing a ton of great things, and that's going to be one of our episodes upcoming, so pay attention to that. So are there any small businesses out there? Because if you're probably out in the loop, you know, I'm a small home-based business, so I'm not out there intermingling with everyone. Have you heard of any of our businesses here in town that are really having a hard time?
Okay, you might need to edit this, because I should probably make. Okay, but I do want to bring someone up.
Okay.
Yes, I know the owners of Chinatown have really been struggling. This has hit them very hard, as they had just bought this new business, so it was still very new for them. And as most people know, when you first buy a business, that is the hardest time. You know, you've dumped all your money, all your savings into this. You really have nothing. You're usually, you know, losing money every month to begin with, regardless. And so for them to shut down, I know that it did impact them very hard. And I am sure that's the only one that I know of that was hit pretty hard by this. And I'm sure there's a ton of others that are having a really hard time. So when this is all lifted, I really hope everyone can really shop local, eat at our local restaurants here, and just really, if you can, really try to support them. I would hate to see anybody lose their business over this. And from everything I've seen, our community has just been so wonderful. So I think everyone is going to come out of this really well after the quarantine is lifted. But yeah, just remember, there are a few businesses that have been hurt really bad by this. So we're going to have to all come together and really get out there and support them through this hard time when we can.
And you know, that's where I was looking for my way to give back. And this was like, so when this first started and I realized that it was going to go this far, and then we heard that people were having, the businesses, non-essential businesses, were actually having to close their doors, then I worry about other people as well. I'm a nurse by trade, but I'm doing the T-shirt thing. I am immunocompromised, but I do think about that. That's in my heart. I have compassion for people, and I think about, man, what's going to happen to that? And the Chinatown was one of the places that I had heard, and they're fairly new. But then you've got the business that has been established here in this town for years, ever since we've been here, you know, right next door, and you know, the Skyline, and they're having a hard time as well, you know. That's where people went to socialize, and I hope that they're able to get through this. But that's kind of a staple of our town, you know, and for breakfast and that kind of stuff, it's the hometown cafe, and I hope they're doing well, you know, okay as well. I heard that they were having a rough time myself, but you know,
so many small businesses out there, and it's very scary. So I know the girls at the Skyline too, I'm gonna have to reach out to them and make sure they're doing okay. I know that is one of the most popular breakfast places. My husband and I eat there all the time. It's such a great place. So I love that they're doing the curbside pickup, and I mean, but there's only so many orders that you can get that way. So still, even when you can do that, I mean, the income is still cut so short to be able to pay all the bills that it takes to run a business, because those bills don't stop.
Exactly. It keeps coming. You have to pay the rent, you have to pay the lights, you have to pay the building, all that stuff. Like you said,
Everything. Yeah.
Yes. And so, like you said, whenever everything opens up, I hope that everybody jumps on board. And then, you know, I just launched the T-shirt fundraiser as well. And so, you know, if you would go ahead and tell everybody about that. We're selling hoodies, T-shirts, and youth tees, and 80% of the profits are going to go to a small business or businesses, depending on how the fundraiser goes. And, you know, if you could just get that word out there as well, because that's, you know, I want to help out that way. And so, yeah, there's a ton of good things going on. And then we need to not forget about Loaves and Fishes and all the stuff that's been here in town helping everybody out over the years. So, yeah. It's you know, that's the thing about our community. It's a great place to live, and everybody, I think that it's going to be okay, but we just got to keep our eyes open and keep our ears peeled. You know, so let's see. Do you think everything's going to go back to normal?
Yes, eventually. I don't think right away. I think it's going to be a slow start, because we also have to remember, as business owners, our customers have also lost their jobs. So it's going to be a little bit of a slow start, but I do think we are going to overcome this, and we will get back to normal eventually, because we are a strong community and everyone is so willing to help each other out that I couldn't see us not overcoming this fairly quickly.
Yeah, we'll cowboy up. That's
yeah.
what we do. All right, Amy, well, thanks for being here. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. So if you have any shout outs or any closing thoughts that you want to give everybody, now's the time. And then make sure you plug yourself one more time. You know, if you need, you know, put your website out there and all that good stuff, and let everybody know how they can get a hold of you one more time.
Yeah, so if you want to follow us on Facebook, it's just the Rusty Skunk on Facebook. We have a group and a page. Either one is fine, because we cross post everything. Again, the K-Bar Saloon, we're on Facebook. We post all our events, everything on there. So Facebook is our key to advertisement. So if you want to follow us on either of those, that would be fantastic. One last thing, I mean, I guess the whole point of all of this, just afterwards, if you can, make sure you shop local, support these restaurants and everything around town. We do not want to see anybody get shut down or be struggling financially after all of this. So please, after the quarantine is lifted, just to go out there and support all these local businesses that we're very fortunate to have here in our small town. They're all wonderful. So just really try to help them out as much as you can. So, and stay safe. Make sure we're still washing our hands and continue to follow through with all of those safety precautions after this, and not just forget about them.
Right. That's what I was sitting here my nose was itching. I'm sitting here trying not to touch my face, you know. And I don't want people to see me touching my face.
It's hard to remember.
Yeah, it is. Amy, you've been great. Thank you so much for doing this. And that's the Rusty Skunk Boutique and the K-Bar Saloon, everyone. Make sure you go check them out, and send your wife down there for some affordable clothing. I'll try to do the same, but I need to sell some T-shirts before I can do that. You know,
Absolutely.
I will do that. Thanks again, Amy. And so there you go. Surviving the Distance. Episode 4 is in the books. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Amy Cozzens and the Rusty Skunk / K-Bar Saloon. I really appreciate her doing this. And just so everybody knows, quick update, she plans on opening this Friday. So make sure you get down to the Rusty Skunk and check out all of the wonderful apparel she's got down there. You know, just remember to be safe when you're out there. But I do want you guys to support local businesses. Real quick, I just want to remind everybody we have just a few days left of our pre-sale of the We Are Wyoming Tough T-shirt fundraiser, where we are raising funds for a small business or organization within our community. Please take a second, go to HDCC307.com, check out the options we have for the We Are Wyoming Tough T-shirt fundraiser, and please help us out any way you can. We really appreciate all your support. So until next time, work hard, hustle harder, and don't forget to smile.